that we need to do something differently. You recall that before we went to recess, we mentioned that we need to go back to that part of the ad hoc committee set up to review the architecture of the security in Nigeria, which the Air Senate set up, in addition to doing something by way of maybe a public hearing to ensure that we review the security architecture and structure of our agencies today, because the way they are designed, I think we are not getting the best out of them, and we can't go on like this. So I will go to the prayers, but believing that this is one motion that will lead to resolutions, that our committees that oversee security agencies will take it up. We will take it up also the executive arm of government, and also our committee on communications will take it up with the Ministry of Communications. Thank God the Minister of Communications has demonstrated willingness to block those lines that have not been properly registered. And just like one time Senator Amos Bulu said, and emphasized here by Senator Denju Mogoje, that the bandits or kidnappers use telephone lines to negotiate. So it means there will always be a lead to where or who they are. So we need our Committee on Communications to take it up with the Ministry of Communications and see how far they are going ahead with what the Minister said they will do. The last count I was told 2 million lines have been blocked. I think we should go far beyond 2 million lines. But our Committee on Security agencies will definitely have to ensure that these security agencies will do something. And maybe we will be a little bit radical. We need to give the security agencies some more funds, but insist on accountability. It's not enough to give them money. We must see how they utilize the money. We must insist on that. And if we do that, we also insist that uniformed people must not join the train, because they are the ones that are supposed to protect us on the highways. The military, the police, and all these military, paramilitary agencies should allow the ordinary people to use the train. Let them ply the roads, because that will clear the road for other road users to go on the road. But have to take these measures with also taking some responsibilities and obligations. With this, let me go to the prayers. Prayer number 1, that the Senate do urge the security agencies to adequately secure this important road and other roads in the country. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against nay, the ayes have it. And prayer number 2, that the Senate do call on the Inspector General of Police to intensify efforts in protecting the lives and properties of Nigerians. Those in favor of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Thank you very much, distinguished colleagues. Additional prayer? Okay, Senator Ayo Akinye-Lure.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Senator Ayo Akinye-Lure. I represent Do Central. I want to add additional prayer. Urge the security agencies to use surveillance equipment and telecommunication gadgets to track down these evil perpetrators of this act with accelerated actions.
Any seconder? Yeah. Okay. Good neighbor. Senator Gershom Bassi.
Thank you, Mr. President. Gershom Bassi, Cross River State. I second the additional prayer moved by my colleague Olu.
Those in support of the additional prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Additional prayer, Senator Yaya. No, sorry, Senator Issa Jibrin. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues, I have an additional prayer that has to do with the monitoring of our border because of the rate of inflow of the immigrants that are also aiding and abetting these illegal businesses in Nigeria. So, and I want you to go those that the Nigerian Immigration Services and other relevant agencies should step up the monitoring of our borders to curb the inflow of immigrants from the neighboring countries.
Any second. Senator Dedayo.
My name is Senator Ajedayo Adeyeye. I rise to second the additional prayer ably moved by my colleague, Senator Chishu.
Those in support of additional prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Senator Remi Mogoji.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please.
Order.
Let the National Assembly make adequate budgetary provision for the purchase of tracking equipment to the security agencies.
Any seconder? Senator Gobir, another neighbor.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Distinguished colleagues, I support the motion that budgetary allocation should be enhanced and the security.
No, adequate.
Yeah, should be adequately given.
Of course, maybe I should have called somebody else. Those in support of the additional prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Additional prayer, Senator Matthew Ragide.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm Senator Matthew Rogide. I represent Edo South. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, because of the enormity of this problem, my additional prayer is that the Senate should come up with a very stringent anti-kidnapping legislation that will check this issue of kidnapping. That the Senate comes up with anti-kidnapping legislation that will curb this mess. I think we have to do that. That is my additional prayer.
Yes.
Any seconder? Senator Uche Lilian Ekunife.
Mr. President, I rise to second the motion as moved by Senator Matthew. Mr. President, I so second.
Those in favor of the additional prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Additional prayer, Senator Stella Adua.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dear colleagues, my name is Stella Odua. I represent Anambra North. Mr. President, you did not mention my additional prayer, Mr. President, is that implementation of the ad hoc committee on security. I was part of the ad hoc committee, and the meeting was very, very robust. If some of those outcomes are implemented.
So what is the additional prayer?
Because it covers really most of what we are saying. The recommendation of the ad hoc committee report should be implemented.
Okay, any seconder? Yes, Senator Clifford.
Mr. President, my name is Senator Clifford Odia, representing Edo Central Senatorial District. I rise to second the motion moved by my colleagues, Senator Stella Odua, that the outcome of the security recommendation be implemented.
Those in favor of the additional prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, I think the time has come for our security agencies to go technological. Drones are available in different forms and shapes and resolutions and precision. I believe that by way of enhancing the technological state of our security agencies, technologies like drones could be deployed to enhance the efficacy of what they do. So with this, I want to thank everyone who has contributed by way of moving the motion or seconding or contributing or additional prayer, and we'll continue to look into the possibility of working on the restructuring of the security agencies. That is to say that we review the architecture and structure of the formations of our security agencies as they are. But like I said, we should look for more resources for the security agencies, but we must insist on accountability and transparency. We have to insist on this because it's not enough to give them money. We need to see the money being used. We want to see value for money. So time for budget is already around. I believe that we should look into the possibility of giving them more money, but we must insist on transparency and accountability. Thank you very much. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, the first business of the day is the presentation of a bill in the name of Senator Aliu Sabi Abdullahi on the Federal University of Education Kwantagora Establishment Act, Bill 2019. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Federal University of Education, Kwantagora Establishment Extra Bill 2019, SB 05, first reading.
Federal University of Education, Kwantagora Establishment Etc. Bill 2019 SB 05 taken. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, the second business of the day is the presentation of the bill standing in my name on the Federal College of Education in Law, Kebbi State, Establishment, etc. Bill 2019. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Federal College of Education in Law, Establishment Extra Bill 2019, SB 06, first reading.
Federal College of Education in Law, Establishment Etc. Bill 2019 SB 06, first reading taken. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, the third business of the day is the presentation of a bill in the name of Senator Theodore A. Oji Ochendo on the Fuel Security Bill 2019. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Food Security Bill 2018, SB 11, first reading.
Food Security Bill 2019 SB 11, first reading taken. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected colleagues, the fourth business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of Senator Ali Ndume on the Taxation Communication Tax Bill 2019. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Communication Tax Bill 2019, SB 12, first reading.
Communication Tax Bill 2019 SB 12, first reading taken. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, the fifth business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of distinguished Senator Stella Adazi Odua on the Private Hospital Regulation Bill 2019. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Private Hospitals Regulation Bill 2019, SB 13, first reading.
Private Hospitals Regulation Bill 2019, SB 13, first reading taken. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, the first order of the day is a motion standing in the name of distinguished Senator Patrick Ifeanyi Uba and 27 others on the urgent need to review and recover additional revenue accruable to the government of the Federation from the production sharing contracts pursuant to Section 16 of the Deep Offshore and Inland Basin Production Sharing Contract Act, CAP B3 LFN, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and amend the Extent Act. Mr. President, you may wish to invite Senator Patrick Ifeanyi Uba to move the motion.
Senator Patrick Ifeanyi Uba.
Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished senators, colleagues. I am Ifeanyi Uba, Anambra South. Urgent need to review and recover additional revenue accruable to the government of the Federation from the production sharing contract pursuant to Section 16 of the Deep Offshore and Inland Basin Production Sharing Contract Act, CAP D3, Law of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and amend the Extent Act. Mr. President, permit me to add additional 3 co-sponsors from the 30 co-sponsors, namely Senator Tolu Odebiyi, Senator George Sekibo, and Senator Degi Eremieyo. The Senate notes with concern that the Senate Committee on Petroleum Upstream Resources Upstream has over several years been inundated with plethora of petitions and complaints, and has sumo to observe the government of the Federation has lost several billions of United States dollars in potentially accruable revenue due to the non-review and amendment of the standard provision of the Deep Offshore and Inland Basin Production Sharing Contract Act, CAP D3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and especially Section 16 of the Act, which regulates the sharing of additional revenue between the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, and various production sharing contract oil companies. Aware that production sharing contract, PSC, is a contractual arrangement for petroleum exploration and production, whereby the state, as owner of the petroleum resources, engages a contractor to provide technical and financial services for the exploration and production of petroleum and production operations, and for agreed share in profit oil after payment of royalty, cost, and tax oil. And that these contractual arrangements were offered by the federal government of Nigeria in the 1991 licensing round, and each terms was codified into a legislation, namely the Deep Offshore and Inland Basin Production Sharing Contract Act, CAP D3, LFN 2004, known as PXC Act, which became effective on January 1, 1993. Note also, Mr. President, that Nigeria presently has 7 oil fields from the 1993 PSCs, which are currently in production, namely Abo OML 125, operated by ENI, Abami Ekoli OML 127 and OML 18, operated by Chevron, Abo and Egina OML 130, operated by Total South Atlantic Petroleum, Bonga OML 118, operated by Shell, OML 133, operated by ExxonMobil, Okwori and Unda, OML 126, operated by Ajax, and Osan, OML 138, operated by ExxonMobil. The Senate observed that currently and more so in the near and foreseeable future, PXC will continue to play an increasingly dominant role in terms of contribution to Nigerian oil and gas production by contract arrangements, because relative to production from the joint venture arrangement, the PLC contribution rose from 0 and 50%, 4,348 barrels, to 18.70%, 193,143,992 barrels per annum between 1998 and 2005. And this contribution has grown since the year 2006 from 18.7%, 188,479, 188,479,413 barrels to above 39%, 199,254,000 barrels per annum in 2018. Concerned that in spite of the high contribution of PLC to total production, the contribution of revenue per barrel of PLC oil in terms of government take is significantly lower than the contribution of revenue per barrel of joint venture oil, largely because of the harsh and inequitable terms of the production sharing contracts and the failure to review the salient provision of the PHC Act. The Senate notes that Section 16 of the PC Act provides that where the price of crude oil exceeds $20 per barrel, the PHC Act will be reviewed to ensure that share of the federal government of Nigeria in the additional revenue is adjusted to the extent that the PLC shall be economically beneficial to the federal government of Nigeria. And in any event, the PLC Act will be reviewed after 15 years from its commencement in 1993 and every 5 years thereafter. Mr. President, the Senate knows also that the PLC Act recognizes that and anticipates the necessity for post-execution and periodic review of the Act to ensure that government derives maximum and equitable benefits from the PHCs and to set out the following review incidents and deadlines in the Act. Price-induced review of the provisions of the PHC Act that